Hi everyone, I hope that all of you are doing really great. So in the last video what we have seen is that we have made this second screen of our app, that is the actual layout of our birthday wishing app, where the image is there and text is there and all these things we have done. Okay, and you can see that app is also running also here, and but this thing is not functionable, like the name is not coming and share button is not working. So we have to make these two things actually. Okay, so we will be going on with these two things first of all, and once we are done we will be moving to our next video. Okay, so let's just begin with this one. So first of all, like we are passing this text actually. So if I go to my second screen in the layouts, if I go to this screen, what I can see is we are entering the name here and we are having the next button actually. Okay, so and also in the previous videos we have passed the datas in the second screen. You can see that in intent we are passing the data, but we have to do one thing. Like if I go back and without entering the name I can come to the screen, but I don't want that thing. I want to enter a name first. Like if the user don't enters a name, then I won't allow the user to go to the next screen, because we want the name to work with. Okay, so here I will be giving a if else condition to work with. So I will be giving a if condition and I will check that if input dot equals this one. So this thing means that if the user has not entered anything, so this thing will work. If the user only enters these things in the input, then only it will pass the value. And else I will give a else condition to make sure the user also gets to know, like he have to enter the name. So for that thing I will be adding a toast. Now what is toast? You might don't know what is toast, but once I create it, it will be like you can know like what is a toast. Toast is basically to display some message in the screen. We use toast. Okay, so inside this toast, if you like do this one, so this thing will come toast dot length short. It is the size of the toast, and here in this string we have to enter the message what we want, and the first parameter is our activity. Like we are in the main activity, right? So I have to pass main activity dot this, means I have to pass the context, that is main activity dot this, and then the text message that I want to like show the user. So I want to show that please enter your name. Okay, so the user can enter his or her name, and then it will show like if the user have not entered anything and he is clicking the button next, then this toast will be appearing. So let me run this one and let me show you this thing. So I have run this one. So here, yep, no error is there. Now if I click on next, because there is no text, you can see. So if I click on next, see, you can see that a toast is coming, please enter your name. Okay, so this is the toast actually. Like this is how we create toasts. And now if I enter a name like Rishav, okay, now if I click on next, you can see it is coming, means our code is working fine and we are passing this data through intent. Like our second screen we have to pass, but I have to also do one thing, that is change this name accordingly. Here it is coming Rishav Chanda like full name, but I want like what I entered here, I want that thing to come. Okay, so for that I am passing the data through this one, the input. In the previous video I have shown you like how to pass the data. Now in this video, in this class, you will be seeing that how to take the input of the data we have passed through intent. Okay, so for that let me come to the second Java class, that is wishing screen. Okay, now this was our wishing screen. Now we don't have anything here. Now I am writing here to take the input. Okay, to take the input. Now to take the input, what we have to do is we have to take a intent for taking the input from the previous screen. Now if you see this one, the main activity, let me remove this one. Yeah, in the main activity you can see that intent is there and we are passing through intent.putExtra. Put means we are sending. and to get we have to use a thing that is called get function, that is called get extra. Okay, so here I will write intent. I will give a name intent equals to get intent, means I am getting the things that have passed through the previous intent. Okay, so it will get all the things in this intent. And now in this intent what we have to do is intent dot, first of all let me define a string to get the name. So I will write string name. Okay, string name equals to intent dot get extra to get the thing like what I have entered through previous screen dot, and now what I have to give is, you can see that I have given a value, means dot put extra. There is two things in the parameter. One thing is the ID, that is name, and the input that user is giving. So I have to identify in the next screen through this one name. Okay, so for that in this screen we have to write dot get the string, and the string key is, because this get string means that we are passing a string value from the previous screen. So we are writing here get string, and the key is name. Okay, so name will be coming. Okay, so this one is the code to get the intent, means the value from our previous screen, and I hope that it is clear to you right now. And now what I want to do is I want to display this text here. So if I go to the XML file and if I open this one, so you can see that I have given an ID here, that is ID name. If you have not given this ID, simply give this ID, that is name, I have given to this whole text view. Okay, so if I come to the Java code, now I want to parse the text. So I will write binding, and I have told you like why we use binding. We don't have to use like we don't have to use other things because it's easier with binding. So I'm using binding here, as I have told previously also. So I will write here binding dot name, that is the ID that we have given to the text view, and then I want to set the text. So to set the text we have to use a function dot set text, and then inside this one we have to give our string, and the string that we are getting is here name. Okay, so I will simply write here name. Okay, and now this thing will simply work actually. Now whenever we come to this screen, this function will automatically run because this is in the on create. So it will take the intent, it will get the string name, and then it will set the value, the name, to this text view. So let's run this one and let's like see that is it working or not. Okay, so let us run this one. So I am doing here terminate. If I click without doing anything, it will come, please enter your name. Now let me enter my name, that is okay. So I have written the name, and if I click on next, see the boom, the magic happens, the name is coming here. This is not a magic, this is like we have coded for it, right? I am giving a joke actually. So yeah, that's it. Like whenever we enter a name, like if I write here test, and let's see, yup, it's coming, means test is coming. So this thing is working fine. And now I think you are clear with this thing, that how to pass the data and how to take the data to the second screen, right? And how to set text and all these things. So see one thing, now this is very simple thing, that we are passing only a single data to our next screen. Now if multiple datas are there, then we don't use activities, we use fragments instead of this one. And also to pass through intent, what we do is we pass through bundles, the data we pass through bundles. Now this thing might be confusing for you because you don't know the things actually. So yeah, that's it. So for now, in the beginning, you have to do through this only, because passing through intent, not through bundles, passing through intents, it's easier. Now this thing is done, we are getting this thing. Now what is the next task of our is to work with this share button, right? We want to make this thing functional. So first of all, let me define one thing here, that is working with share button, right? So working with share button. So now what we have to do is first of all, let me put a on click listener on this share button. Whenever we click on this button, the function should work like what I want to do. I want to share it. So to do that, first of all, I will write binding dot, and let me see that I have given a ID to this button or not. Yeah, so I have given an ID share to this button. If you have not given it, you can simply give this one ID share. Okay, and now in this activity, I will write binding dot share dot set on click listener to have an on click listener on the button, like whenever user presses the button. And then I will write new on click listener, right? So this thing will come actually in front of you, and this is the code for our on click listener. So now whenever I want that whenever user presses on this button, I want to have a code, means I want share the image. Okay, now what we have to do is now see one thing. If I go to the XML file in this activity, see what we are doing is we are having a layout of constraint, right? But to share this image, what we have to do is we have to put the three things: the background image, the sprinkler image, means the background image is this one, but the background, the sprinkler is this one, and the text view, the name is coming. So I have to put all these three things in a single layout, means so that whenever I click on the share button, it will share the whole layout, because the three things are not binded in something. So we have to bind it inside a layout so that I can share the layout itself. So the whole thing will come automatically, right? So for that I will define. So for that thing we can simply define a constraint layout, and inside that I will put all the three things, right? So I will write here constraint layout. Now its width I will give wrap content, and its height also give it simply wrap content. And now I will give an opening of this one, and now I will cut all these three, two image view and the text view. Okay, and now I will simply come inside this one and I will paste this whole thing. Now you can see that all the thing has came without having any disturbance in the design, but this thing is at the side, right? So for that we have to do constraint. We have to constrain the main layout actually. So for that I will write constraint start to start, and I will give parent, and I will also constrain it to, just let me close this project section once, then it will be easier to see. Yeah, and now I will give constraint end to end parent, right? So now you can see that it has came center. But see one thing, in this constraint layout we are having a space at this top because of this image view, that is I have given margin top, but I don't want this margin top in this image view. I will simply give it to the constraint layout, because I want the constraint layout to capture the whole image without having any spaces and all these things. So I will cut this one from here. I will simply come here and I will paste it here, and now you can see that an error is coming here because there are only two constraints, and in constraint layout we have to give minimum 3 constraints, else error will come. So I will give a constraint top because I wanted to constraint top to top of parent. Now you can see that error has gone and all the things is now working fine. So I have defined this constraint layout. Now if you click on this constraint layout, you can see that it is capturing all the 3 things. And also one more thing, I have to give an ID to this constraint layout. So I will give an ID of final image. Okay, so it is easy to understand like for what we are using this constraint layout actually, because we want this whole constraint layout as our final image, because we are using 3 different things, background image, the sprinklers and the text view. So I am giving this one to make it understandable and make it in one thing. So yeah, that's for constraint layout. Now let us run this one and see that whether the thing is working fine or not in our app. So let it run. I will give terminate, and let me enter the name here. Click on next. Yes, the thing is coming totally same. There is no difference, and the name is also coming. Now it's our final part and the end part of this class, that is working with this share button. Now this part I'm telling you earlier only, that this part is bit complex for you because you are doing new, but you no problem, I will explain you. Okay, so now what you can see, error is coming here. This is nothing. Now you can see that error has gone. Now this type of things come in Android Studio, but we have to handle it. There was no error actually. Yeah, so now the thing that is for share, what we have to do is, first thing, come to your manifest file. In the Android manifest.xml, we have to take the user permission to save the things in our location storage path, right? And we have to define one more thing, that is our provider. Okay, so I will tell you the things. First of all, in the manifest, at the top of application, you have to take the permission, user permissions. Now the permission is read external storage, one thing. You can see this one, read external storage. This is one permission. I will give closing quote, and the next user permission is our write external storage, right? External storage. Okay, and I will give a closing tag. Now these two things are read and write external storage, and we use this to save things in our memory. Now read is to read the things that is saved in our storage, and write means to read the things that is means we can write, means we can save the image and all these things. Okay, so we need these two things to work actually. And now the next part that we need is provider. Now I will explain you this thing. First of all, come in this activity, at the top of metadata we will define a provider. Now I will write provider, and then authorities we have to give, that is com dot what to say, we can give any package name, like it is a package name type which we can give to save our file folders. So I will give it like Rishav dot share image dot file provider. Okay, so now this is a package name I have given, means it is authorities, and inside this name we have to give one thing, that is Android X dot core, this one file provider, this one we have to give, means this thing is used for getting the files that are stored in our memory. And then we have to add other two things, that is one thing is exported, Android exported, and this thing I will write false, and other one is grant URI permission, I will write it true. Now URI is a file location path, that is called URI. To get that location, I am using that grant URI permission true. Okay, and now inside this provider I will give a binding tag, that is opening tag, and inside this thing I will add a metadata, that is metadata, and I will write a name of this metadata. Let us give it Android dot support dot file provider paths. Okay, file provider paths. Yeah, this thing I have given the name of this metadata, and what I have to give is, the next thing that we have to give is resource. We have to create a resource actually, and that will be an XML, right? So I will give it @xml/path. Now this thing error, it will be showing error because we have not created this one, so it is showing error actually, and other things are fine. Now see this one, this is a provider like through which we will access the storage things, and the path we will access through this metadata. Okay, so metadata is used actually to get all the things like fonts and all these things like we are using, we use metadata for that one. So I have defined this one resource. I have to create an XML file. So first of all, in the resource, to create that one, come in the resource folder and right click on it, click on new, and then create Android resource directory. And the resource directory, we have to name it XML because we have written it XML, right? And in this one, resource values, you can see at the last there is a XML, so we have to write it XML. Okay, so after this thing, click on OK. So it will generate an XML directory in the resource folder, and now we have to create an path.xml file. So for that, right click on this XML in the resource and then click on new, and then you can see that the XML resource file is coming. So click on this one. Now it will be asking for a name, and the name is path, okay, that we have given, and the rest of the things give this one only, and click on OK. Okay, and now a GitHub thing is coming. So this one is basically like to add the thing in the GitHub. So I will simply click on add. Okay, and now see this one, the thing is coming here like encoding XML, this one and this one, preference screen. So instead of preference screen, I will define here the path, means to access the path of the image that we will be saving, we will be defining an code for XML, that is our path. So I will write here paths, okay, and this code, and inside this one I will write cache path, and the name I will give shared image. Okay, and this one, the path, I will give images / okay. Now these are the two things that are required to define our path. Now this is the path through which we can access our memory, means file paths. So yeah, that is the code XML for to accessing the paths. Now this one is done. Now path part is done. You can see that error has gone in the manifest file. So that is the code for our manifest file. Now I will be moving on to the wishing screen. So let me close the other things from here so that it looks cleaner. Okay, so now it is looking cleaner. Now to share the image, if I come into this activity, two things means I have to use two things. First of all, see, an image, whenever we work with image, then one thing is must, that is bitmap. Bitmap is specially used for working with images, like handling images and all these things. Means whenever there will be an image, icon, drawable, anything, we use bitmap. So first of all, I will be defining a bitmap here. So I will write bitmap, and like whenever we define a bitmap, simply like to handle the images, actually as I have told you that to handle any images we use bitmap. So in the bitmap, I will be taking this whole the constraint layout that I have defined, and with that we will be working in this bitmap, right? So first of all, I will write bitmap, and I will be giving here the name, the define a name, variable name, that is image. So it will be easy for you to understand, right? So in this image, now see one thing, that is in the image, what I will do is, as we are getting this one from view, means that is a layout, so we have to write here, so we have to write here get bitmap from view. Means I am defining a function here to convert this whole layout of constraint layout as a image, so that I can store it in the bitmap, right? So for that I am writing a function here, get bitmap from view, and what I want to pass is the whole constraint layout. So the constraint layout is defined as, let me check this one once. If you come in the resource layouts, this one, the whole constraint layout, I have given it final image, right? So I will give here binding dot final image. So the bitmap will means I am passing the whole layout, the constraint layout, like which I want to convert it into an image, and I want to store it in the bitmap. So I have defined a function for that, that is get bitmap from view. Now it is showing error because we have not defined this one. So I am clicking on this one, create method, this one in the wishing screen, right? So you can see that it is taking a bitmap, and that is constraint layout final image view, but I don't want this one. I will change this one to simple view. Okay, now simply write here view and view, because it's a view only actually. So now in this view I am passing this one binding dot final image, and you can see an error is coming, that is returns void. Because it's written voids. Okay, I have to write a return statement. So first of all, the error will go if I write a return statement, so no worries with that. So first of all, what I have to do is I have to define a bitmap which is the same size of this one. Means we are not able to understand the size and height, means the height and width of the image. So first of all, I have to define a bitmap in which I will get the which I will create the bitmap of same size and height of our image, means the whole constraint layout. So I will write here bitmap, then returned bitmap, means the bitmap I am getting, I am naming it as return bitmap, equals to, I will write bitmap dot create bitmap. I am creating the bitmap first, and in the view that I am taking, means the constraint layout dot get width. Now this view dot get width means the constraint layout dot get width. Get width function will return us the width of the constraint layout, and then view dot get height. Okay, so now these two things I need to create our bitmap, that is width and height, and we are getting this one from our constraint layout. Okay, and after that we have to add one more thing. Okay, now this one more thing is like, what to say, now the second parameter here we can see. Okay, now it is like it will need a something configuration that I will be giving as bitmap dot config, sorry, it will be capital C, config dot a RGB 888, this one. Now you don't have to like break your head by understanding this thing. It's like a code like which is needed by default. The things you have to understand is this one, get width and get height, and in creating this bitmap we need the width, height, and that one, the last parameter. Yeah, that's it. So in the next line what we have to do is, now as you can see that there is no image particularly, because we are having text view, there's two image views, so I have to create an image separately, like to work with this one, right? So let me comment here, like to make you understand. This one is define a bitmap with same height and width. Okay, so this line works for that one. Now in the next line I have to create a canvas. Now canvas is in the part of this, so you will be also learning about the canvas. So in canvas what we do is we create like whenever we write something in mobile screens or anything like we do in paints and all, so all these things is done through canvas, right? So canvas is defined to like you can do anything with the canvas, and you can change that canvas to an image. So what I thought that I will be creating an canvas in which I will be like manipulating all these three things, and I will be then sending as an image as bitmap of that canvas, right? So I will define a canvas here. So I am giving bind a canvas to it. Okay, so it will be I will be binding all the three things in the canvas. So I will define a canvas, then canvas equals to new canvas. So this is the like to calling the constructor canvas class. Now I will what I want is in this canvas I will be passing the bitmap, that is return bitmap. So I will write returned bitmap. So I am passing the parameter return bitmap in this canvas. So now I am good fit to work with this canvas. So what I will write is, first of all, now the thing is I have to get the background image of the constraint layout that I have defined, and in the background image we will be getting the three things, that is the sprinkler and this text and all the things I will be getting is as a background of the constraint layout. So let me write here get the background view of layout. So now it is understandable. So now I have to define a drawable first of all to get the background. Now I will write drawable background equals to, now I will define the constraint layout, that is a view. I am getting it from the function, this function I am passing the parameter, that is view dot, I will write get background. So it will get the background and it will store it inside the drawable, that is background. Okay, so now I will be checking one thing. I have to check one thing, that is if the background is null or not. So I will write if the background not equals to null. So I will enter in this this condition, and else what I will do is in the canvas I have to give a draw color, and I will give a white color. Like if I don't have any image, like in some case if we don't have the image and the sprinklers and text, so it will come blank, means the background is blank of the constraint layout. Okay, so I will give a canvas dot draw color, and I will give a color dot white, means I will give a white color in that case. So color dot white. Okay, and now in this condition, in this if the background is not null, what I want to do is I will give this one background dot draw, and in this background I want to draw the canvas. Simply I will give the canvas here, the canvas we have defined. Now see this thing how it is working. I have defined the bitmap. We are making the bitmap of the exact same width and height of the constraint layout, and then we are defining a canvas in which we are passing our bitmap. And now in the canvas we are setting the drawable, means this is how we are converting. In this drawable we are getting the background, and if the background is not null, then I am doing that background dot draw canvas. Okay, so this is the code like to convert a view, simple view, to an image in the drawable. We are getting it as a drawable, right? And after we are getting it as a drawable, I will simply write view dot draw, and I will give canvas. Okay, so in this view that we are getting through this one function, the constraint layout, I am drawing this view dot draw canvas. I am simply passing the canvas, and now I will return that one, return bitmap. Now I am returning this return bitmap. So now it will pass as a bitmap to our thing, means this view is now converted back into a whole drawable actually. So now it is passing to a bitmap to this one. I am getting is as an image in here in bitmap format. Okay, so it is, this function is to get bitmap from a view. Done. And let me comment it here also, like for what we are using this one. This is for drawing the view on canvas. Okay, sorry, drawing the view on canvas, and this is the return statement. Now you can see there is no error actually, so this one is working fine. Now one thing that we have to do is now I want this image as a bitmap to share. Now to share, I have to define URI and I have to save the file, means save the bitmap as a file image, and then I have to share it. So I will write define a function here, share image and text, the text and image, and I am passing here the image as a parameter. Now through this function we will pass this bitmap to sharing screen. So it is showing error because we have not created the method. So I will create the method, this one. Yeah, so this method is now created. Okay, so now we will be working with this one. So in this function, first of all I have to define an URI to store that one. Okay, so I will write here URI equals to get. Now I have to define a function first of all, like to get the shareable URI from our file path. So let me define a function get image to share. Okay, now through this URI we will be simply sharing it, and through this function I will get the URI. So I have to pass the image here, that is the bitmap. Okay, so this function is not created, so it is showing error. Create this function, and now inside this function what we have to do is we have to return an URI so that we can store it, and in the URI will be our saved URI where the image is saved. So first of all I will be working with files in this one. So I will write file, then I will write image folder equals to new file, and then get cache dir, and then I will pass image. Okay, now this image folder takes two things, that is cache dir and the child, that is image, and inside that I will create a URI, and URI, defining a URI, I will give it a null, and I have to pass this URI. Okay, I have to return this URI actually from this function. So now I will put the whole thing in a try catch, because this might result in an error because if we are unable to store the image. So I will be writing a try catch function. I will write exception e, and for this thing I will simply define a toast where the error message, I want to show the error message. So I am pasting this code. So now here is a toast where the message.e will be showed. Okay, you can see this one. So now in this try block what we have to pass is first of all I will write image folder, that is our file, dot make directory, only single one directory I have to make. So I will write mkdir, and then make directory. So the mkdir function creates a directory, sorry, mkdir s will occur. Yeah, make directories. Okay, so this is now good. Make directories will create a folder, and inside that I will be creating a file. I will write here file equals to new file. Now here I will be passing the image folder, and I will give a name here, that is shared image. No, not shared image, let me give it birthday image, birthday image dot png. I want to share this as a png format, so I will be writing here as birthday image dot png, and then coming to here I will write a file output stream to get the output, I will write output stream equals to new file output stream, and inside this file output stream I will be passing the file. Okay, so in this file I have passed. So inside this file output stream is used for manipulating with it with the bitmap, and so I will write here bitmap wait, first of all let me define a bitmap because we have to work with this bitmap, so I will write a bitmap. So come at the top, bitmap. Oh, sorry, not bitmap here, sorry, my bad. I am passing this bitmap through this one only. Where is the function? This one, bitmap as the image, right? I'm getting this bitmap, so I will write here image. Okay, the image dot compress, I want to compress this image, and then I will give bitmap dot compress format dot png, because we are having png format of the image, and then I will compress it to 90%, and then I will means the 90 is the quality, like I am compressing it 50% and we are sharing it as 90. Make it 100 to get better quality, and then and then I will write the output stream. Okay, so this output stream is the file output stream that we are getting by passing the file. So that is the file output stream. Give a semicolon. Yeah, now in the next line I want this output stream dot flush, and then output stream dot close. First of all I want to flush this one and then close. Like these are the two functions that I want to run to make it clear, and yeah, that's it. And then I want to pass the value of the file to URI. I will write URI equals to file provider dot get URI for file. Now I want the location for the file where I have saved, and then I will be passing the context as this. Then I will be giving the authority. Now you can see one thing. Now try to link this one in the manifest. If you go to the manifest, I have defined the authority here, that is com.rishav, this one, shared image file provider. So I will copy this one, and this thing is done for this one only, to save the file and to get the path, and I will paste this thing here. Okay, and now the other thing, in the parameter I have to pass the file that we are doing, means where we are using the file. Okay, now this is the thing, and the last thing, that is we have to return this URI. So we are done with this URI, and we will be returning the URI. Okay, so yeah, that's make our whole thing complete. Okay, so at a glance what we did here is we created, see, we are getting this one, get image to share. Then in the file we are creating an folder in here, and this URI is to means return the value of the URI. And in the try block we have used this one. First of all I am making a folder, and then I am creating a new file where I am passing the image folder, and birthday image.png means we are saving this one as birthday image.png. And in the output stream we are putting this file, and then I am compressing the bitmap that I am passing here. Okay, to get this one, compressing it to PNG format, and we are parsing the output stream, that is a file, and then we are closing this whole one, and we are simply getting the location, that is URI, through this one, file provider get authority, and this one. Okay, so that's it for this function, get image to share. Now I am simply getting the path of the image as a URI format which I want to share. Now coming to this function shared image and text, what I have to do here is I have to share. So to share anything, or to open a sharing, the sharing intent is there, means a sharing activity. Like whenever we click on share, a pop-up appears where we can use WhatsApp, Facebook and all social media things. So for that we have to use intent itself. Now intent is used for many things, like passing from one activity to other. Like previously we have said that we are moving from first screen to second screen through intent. Like that only we move from like what to say, like we can share things through intent. Okay, so first of all I will define an intent here to share our URI as an image. Okay, so intent, I will write intent equals to new intent, and then intent dot I want this to be sendable. Like in this intent I want to share, so I will simply give action send, because we are sending the image to someone through sharing this one. So I will give it action send. Okay, now let me comment down here. Like first of all I want to put the URI of the image that I want to share, so I will write putting the URI of image to be shared, right? And in this one I will write intent, that intent dot put extra, means what I want to put is first of all the URI of the image. So previously what we have seen is we are passing the name also in the second screen through intent.put extra. Now the same thing, like to send, I will be doing intent.put extra. I will write intent.extra stream, and the next one is URI. Okay, the thing we want to pass. Previously here we are giving a string value to identify, but intent.extra stream means because it is not in our case that we are passing from one screen to other, this is the by default function like to call the shareable thing. So we have to give this intent extra stream. Okay, and after that I want to add a subject like happy birthday message. So I will write here adding the message. Like whenever we share no, what I want to happen is add the message of happy birthday. Okay, so for that we can do one thing, like intent dot put extra, I will be giving it as the subject. Intent dot extra subject. Stream means the image I want to share. Subject means like the title, like what we are sharing, that one. So I will give here the text, that is happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. Great, and that one will come here as the message. Okay, so this is the subject I want to send. And now the last thing, that is intent, that the type we are sending is PNG image. So I will be doing this one, commenting setting type of image. Okay, so in this one I will write intent dot set type, and I will give image slash PNG, because we are passing an image format that is PNG. So I will write this code for means to make it understand that we are passing an PNG image. And finally we are going to call our activity, that is let me comment it down, calling start activity. Now I am commenting this thing to make you understand all the thing, so it will be easy. Okay, share. Yeah, now I will simply call the function start activity. Now I will pass the intent dot create chooser. Now as because this intent is to share the thing, so we have to give create chooser, right? And in this create chooser I will pass first thing, that is our intent, comma, and I want to send a message, shared image via colon. Okay, so this message I want to pop up. One thing, that is, I have not given this one. Yeah, now it is there is no errors and the code is now good to go, I think. So I think let us run this one. So at a glance, if I tell you that image, shared image and text, what we are having is we are getting the URI. We are creating an intent to pass the whole data. Now intent dot put extra, first we are passing the URI of the image, then intent dot put extra we are sending a message that is happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. And at the last we are setting the type of the intent because it is an image PNG type. And the last we are calling the activity to start, that is intent dot create chooser, and we are also giving a message shared image via. Okay, so now let us run this one. First of all, let me tell you the whole thing. Whenever the user clicks on the button, there is a bitmap image. Okay, and in the bitmap image I am creating a function get bitmap from view. Now this function is used to get the constraint layout as in bitmap, to converting it to a bitmap. Now I'm passing the binding dot final image, that is our constraint layout. And in this function, if you go, you can see we are creating a canvas, working with canvas, and we are returning a bitmap. And after this one we are calling another function, that is shared image and text. Now inside this shared image and text we are sharing this one, and now in the URI to get the image, we are to get the image URI where it is saved, we are creating a function that is get image to share, and we are passing the same bitmap, right? So in this this one URI dot get image to share function, what we are doing is we are saving the file and we are returning the URI location of the file actually. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And I think this should work perfectly. So let's run and test this one, like is it working or not. So let's see. Yeah, let me terminate this one. Yup, it is working, there is no error. Now let me give my name. Okay, Rishav. Click on next. You can see, okay, I think I have missed out V. Yeah, click on next. Now the name is coming fine. Now if I click on share, let's see will it work or not. What do you think? So 3 2 1 boom, I have clicked on it. Now message is coming, failed to find configured this one. This is coming. So if I go to the print option to show you, so let's see what will come. Let me do it again. Some messages coming. Okay, so there are some errors actually. So yeah, the error was, I guess, let me check the path in the XML folder. So in the path I have given, okay, I have given here shared image and the path is images. Okay, so you can see I have made the mistake in this one. So actually where I am passing the folder, creating the folder, yeah, so you can see that I have written here image, but in this path I have created images. So for that I have to rectify this one to images, and here I have given a wrong thing, that is birthday image. Let me change it in this one. If I change this one to birthday image, now the name is now correct here, that is birthday image.png, path is right. Now let us run this one again and let's see that will it work or not. I am not sure. I think the error was this one only, because it was showing that the file is unreadable. So let's see, let's terminate it. Let's run, give a name Rishav, click on next, and 3 2 1 Boom. So it's not showing the error now. Yeah, great. So we are done. So that was the error actually. That is birthday image. I have changed the name in the path because previously it was shared image. So the error was coming and the folder was not correct. That is images was there. I was writing image. So now you can see that share option has came in front of you. Now here I don't have WhatsApp or other things because it's in emulator. So I am showing you through print only. Okay. So in the print you can see that your image view has came, the whole layout has came, that is your text happy birthday, and the whole image is now perfectly working fine. So you can see that our app is working perfectly fine here. Now if I click on share again through messages, let us see new message. In messages we can't share image, I think. Let us try it again. Google Maps. I don't know, like I am trying this one actually. Google Maps I have to sign in. No issue. Let me close this one. What is happening? Can we share it through other things? Bluetooth, it won't work. Print I have showed you. So you can see that image is actually working fine. In my mobile I have run, it's also working, so there is no problem with this one. The app is working perfectly fine. So in this session you have learned about sharing an image view, then working with intents, canvas, drawables, then bitmap. All these things you have learned. These are very crucial things which you need to understand these things. So yeah, I hope that this one is clear for you right now. And yeah, that's all for today. And one more thing, that is your homework for this video, is we have created a profile app at the beginning, and there we have not added the functionality of the share because at that time you don't understand the intents and all. So I have not gone depth with that one, but now you have understand the sharing option. So simply add the share functionality in that one. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today's video, and bye bye, have a great day. Now let me push this code. If you have connected it to GitHub, simply write commit here. Now I am writing the message, added final things to share layout at image. Commit this one, and I am pushing. First of all commit, now push the code. Simply write push. Yeah, now it will push the whole code. Yeah, now it's done. I think you also know how to work with GitHub, so you can check my GitHub profile to get the code also. If you are facing any errors, you can check my code also too. So yeah, that's it for, and bye bye, have a great day.